Hey guys, this is Ian with another Pro Dota commentary, and I'm super excited for this game today.
Hello and welcome to this audio commentary done by Darkson. What's up, Dota?
Hello and welcome to another audio commentary done by Luminous.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Lazarus here, and this is another Dota game.
Hello everybody, this is Phantom, and welcome to another English Dota audio commentary.
Hey guys, it was Stalker bringing you another Pro Dota commentary.
Hello guys, this is Jack, and I am back for another Dota cast.
Hey everyone, this is Luminous coming to you guys with a Pro Dota commentary. This commentary is affiliated with DC, and for more commentaries and content, check us out on DotaCommentaries.com. Today I'm going to be casting this game, Nirvana.cn versus LGD.sGty. This game is about 5 days old now that I'm casting it, but when you're looking at, or when you're watching this commentary, probably a week or so old, no big deal. The reason I'm casting another Chinese game is that because I'm a big Chinese game fanboy. And also, I'm a firm believer that Chinese Dota dictates how the competitive scene will go. I know I'm a little bit biased in saying this, but I always thought that whenever Chinese comes up with a very strong, stable strategy, the rest of the world kind of imitates, or whenever they're thinking of a strategy, if they're not imitating the Chinese, they have to find a way to counter the Chinese because it's the most played strategy out there. Most teams pick the similar heroes. So the reason I want to do more Chinese games is because I want to learn from it, kind of be a step ahead in the curve, watch a lot of Chinese games, and try to be a better Dota player. I know that's kind of not the best reasons because Dota in different regions of the world is played so differently, and it's not to say that one way to play is better than another way to play, but it's also no coincidence that most teams in the world kind of imitate what the Chinese do. So I'll let you kind of take what that's worth. And let's look at the picks and ban right now. I'm gonna speed it up to 2 XP because Chinese picks and ban do take a while. The bans are nothing out of the ordinary. Lich, yes, Lich, making it on the ban list. Are you ever seeing that in the European scenes, in European games? Hell no. But Lich is such a good hero, and I think in a couple of last games I already drilled upon it in your head that why I believe Lich is such a good hero. And it looks like Nirvana China has picked up Doom first. I mean, I feel like Doom is still a good hero, but I'm not too sure whether he's worth the first pick. I think the first pick here is a little bit overhyped in my opinion. Doom, in my opinion, very great situational counter to a lot of the current good heroes, such as Invoker, Weaver, Morphling, and Stormster as well. So picking up Doom right now, in that regard, could limit what LGD is going to go into, but I don't think they really care. Like they go into a line here as their first pick, which I mean, line is pretty hardcore countered by Doom, right? But they don't really care. Line on the other hand is looks like the Sentinel is going to go into Morphling themselves, which is very interesting, right? Because if you think about it, Doom somewhat counters Lion. Lion somewhat counters Morphling because of his Blink Hex Finger Impale combo. But like they're like, whatever, I don't care, you counter me, I counter you. Don't matter. So anyways, Lion, the reason I believe Lion's such a good hero, especially when the Chinese play, is that Lion is one of the few heroes that could bypass really good positioning. Again, it's in my firm belief that I believe the Chinese players have really good positioning, but Lion's one of the few heroes. Clockwork is another, Stormster is another, Bat Rider is another that could really bypass whatever good positioning you have, because his initiation range is just so far. Blinks in Hex, Finger, Impale. He's only one of the few heroes that it doesn't matter whether you have wards up, you can see him coming, but he could still kill you. So it's the danger is always there with the Lion. And that's why, Chinese are picking the Clock as well. I'm not really liking the Clock because I feel like the Clock, when he goes in and initiate, he doesn't get much done. He just dies. Whereas a Lion or a Stormster, at least they get something done. At least they get like a sort of disable on a hero, or at least they do a significant amount of damage to a hero or so. So that's why I prefer the Lion a little bit more. I'm going to slow it down to 1 XP now. Now, when we see a line in the Chinese scene, we're definitely going to see a solo mid line because you really need a Blink Dagger for that line to be effective. But I'm looking at their LGD's third pick right now. I'm not really too sure whether I understand this third pick, because Venomancer, if you think about it, his great source of damage comes from the ult, comes from the Venomous Scale. But if you look at the Sentinel line right now, extremely tanky. No one's really going to die to the Venomancer, in my opinion. Doom, naturally very tanky hero. Clock is going to try to get as tanky as he can with his item. And then Morphling, he has Morph waveform, so he is going to be tank as well. I really love LGD's fifth ban is finally someone's banning the Enigma against DGC. And I'm really, I mean, I think part of the reason is, yes, we're playing against DGC. We gotta get rid of such an imbalanced player on an imbalanced hero combination. But I think another reason that they're banning the Enigma is lately the Chinese scene seems to be taking a couple of pages of Navi's playbook, kind of having a jungle support and then coming out to push. I mean, we have seen, I think, Burning playing the Enchantress a couple times, and I think Ehome the other day played the Enchantress as well. So most the Chinese scene is trying to work into a jungling strat, whereas in a 6-9 or 6-8 they have never even considered doing it, or it's very, very rare. Unless they're going for some kind of hardcore push, they will always stick with the tri lane because they believe, you know, tri lane is where the lane dominance comes in. You have 3 heroes against, you know, their 1 or 3. Like, laning is everything. Whereas lately we're kind of seeing Chinese shifting away from that. They're copying a little bit from the Navi playbook, which is a direct, I guess, opposite of what I said earlier about how the other teams imitate the Chinese. I believe the Chinese has been really impressed by Navi, or at least the former DTS, kind of the jungling strategy coming out to push. And really, Enigma is a strong pushing hero coming out of the jungle, and his Eidolons get split like crazy. So I believe that's another reason why Enigma's banned. Of course, DGC has a big part in that as well. Now, this TIE Hunter 4th pick, I really like it. I mean, it's a dual purpose pick. First, TIE Hunter is really, really good against Initiator. So I think in this version, he's actually a lot better than compared to many versions ago. And so, you know, TIE Hunter works well against that blinking storm, or blinking line in this case. TIE Hunter worked really well last game when DK picked it against the enemy Clockwork. So you can see that TIE Hunter has its place. And the second reason I believe Nirvana.cn is picking is that they picked it so the enemy team won't be able to get the TIE Hunter to counteract their Storm and Morphling as well. So I believe in that pick is a multi-purpose pick. So in that regard, it should be okay. TIE Hunter is not the most exciting hero to play because he can't really lane harass. He can't really do much of anything. He can't really deny. But, you know, he's going to throw a gush or two. But, I mean, he plays a pretty important role in the game. And now LGD's 4th pick is that Chen, and that's what I was talking about the whole jungling with, you know, coming out, jungling in a lane and then coming out to push. And looks like the Nirvana.cn team is a little bit stuck in terms of picking up their secondary support. You can see most of the good supports has been banned. Witch Doctor is still in the pool. I'm not too sure why they're waiting for such a long time to pick up the Witch Doctor. I mean, Witch Doctor seems like, I mean, a very logical choice. He is one of the very good support heroes. And of course, there's no AA on the other side, so you can't really stop his Voodoo Restoration. So we'll see, though. We'll see whether they want to work in with the Witch Doctor. And 3, 2, 1. Okay, they're going to go into a THD. THD, one of my favorite supports here. I'm not exactly 100% sure what I'm understanding this pick. I mean, I'm just trying to understand how THD would be better than Clock, better than Witch Doctor. But let's look at what THD is good at, right? He is a great AoE support hero. I think he out AoEs basically any other support, if you think about it. I think the only other contender out there is Crystal Maiden, but even Crystal Maiden, she has to stand in there to use her ult, right? And it's almost always cancelled. Whereas THD, he has a lot of crowd control. Like, every single one of his spells AoE, so that's extremely good. THD also out HP, out tanks a lot of other support heroes. Can you imagine another support hero that's as tank as Twin Head Dragon? I mean, Witch Doctor with Voodoo Restoration is kind of up there, but naturally, Twin Head Dragon extremely tanky. So, and I believe that's the reason why they picked it. Yeah, if you look at Sentinel Lamp, so tanky. I think they don't want anyone to die to this line or this Venomancer ult. Yeah, I think that's pretty much a reason. If you look at the Sentinel Lamp, so tanky. But I think if they had a Witch Doctor in this case, I think the Witch Doctor would have been target. Like, would have been food to the line, would have been food to the Venomancer. So I don't really dislike this pick, and also I think Witch Doctor is a little bit weak against the Chen because Chen creeps naturally will take bounces. So whereas the Twin Head Dragon offers them a lot of AoE. Which, I mean, AoE is never bad, especially in terms of stopping a push from that against that Chen. So that's pretty good. As we see a war being dropped down, are they gonna waste a war? Did they have duels buy? How many pairs of ward did they buy? They bought, yeah, they just bought 2 pairs. So I love this ward. If you're a little bit new to Dota and you don't know what this ward do, this is called a Magic Bush ward. What this ward will allow you to do is block this camp, and then also block that camp. And I mean, you're actually blocking their own camps because they're suspecting that Chen's gonna be near jungle, and they guess correctly. Chen actually has sentry wards, so let's see if he could guess the correct right place. I think as soon as he see this camp is blocked, then he will realize that there's going to be a magic bush camp. I know that this ward does not block both camps in Han, and that's the only piece of knowledge I know from Han. But yeah, I don't know anything other than Han, other than that about Han, so not gonna talk too much about it. As we see a little bit of engagement up here, Twin Head Dragon taking quite a bit of damage. Imagine this if it was a Witch Doctor. Imagine this was a Crystal Maiden. Probably would have been like almost dead by now. But no, Twin Head Dragon takes all the nukes, turns back for the dual breath, and DGC picks up the first blood. And that is the difference between Twin Head Dragon and a lot of other support hero. I really think Twin Head Dragon's a really good support hero, but sadly we don't see him that often. We'll see how he plays this game. DGC, one of my favorite support players of all time, because he doesn't just play the support role. Like sometimes he takes a lead role in Enigma, so something like that. I really enjoy that. So it looks like Chen was unable to drop down many wards. So far he's only got one ward down. This ward is gonna protect him a little bit. Like he needs as much protection as he needs to scope out these two supports as they walk into the jungle. And let's see if he's gonna realize what's going on with this magic bush ward and counter. Gonna check the farm in the mid lane real fast. 7-2 on that Doombringer. Meanwhile, line is sitting at 5-3. So CS pretty even. Yeah, this is what I mean. Yeah, the TIE Hunter is not gonna allow this Chen to find. I think the Chen did scout that there's nothing here, but he's not gonna be able to drop down a sentry ward just yet. These supports are basically they saw the item on the Chen. They know that he has counter wards, so they're gonna just prevent it as long as he can. And actually, he picks up double damage and is gonna just run back. Gonna check out the farm on the top lane here. We do have a Clockwork sitting at 9-2. ZSMJ on the Bone Fletcher on 6-2, so he's not farming as well as I think he should be because he's ranged. But Clockwork, especially at the early stages where Klings doesn't do damage just yet, he could just kind of walks up and do a couple lats hits. We'll see how this lane plays out. I'm pretty sure ZSMJ is going to pick up his farm. No doubts in that. But as this game progresses, I'm going to talk about that little bit of that Klings pick. I haven't never really seen Klings won in a competitive game. I believe Navi picks it once in a while for Goblin, and he plays a pretty good Klings. And really, to the best of my knowledge, Klings, at least in the current metagame, is played more or less as a semi carry, but also as a ganker. Like he has the really rare ability of a semi carry that could just windwalk up, pops out behind you, turn on straight, pops an Orchid on you. And again, that's really good in terms of killing heroes that are really popular in this version, such as Morphling, such as Weaver, such as any other support. He basically farms on support. Storm Spirit is another one. Windrunner is another one. These are really low HP heroes that relies on their spell to survive. And if you pop a silence on them, turn on Stray, flame arrows, and that's pretty much it. So that's why Klings is seeing a little bit of popularity, and I believe that's why teams like Navi's really picking up lately. But I haven't seen Klings win a game. I think teams are really good, like in terms of map awareness, in terms of even though there's a windwalk hero on the map, they kind of know where the hero would be. Just if you see Klings missing out the map, then you kind of just be a little bit defensive. So also Klings requires a little bit, like he requires really good early farm, and yes, he is in the hands of ZSMJ, so the really good farm it's probably going to be there, no questions asked. But we'll see. I mean, I definitely have seen like LGD picking up ganking like semi carries. I think in what's that big Chinese land? As we see Chen going up on the top lane now, realizing that his entire jungle is blocked off. But WGT, yeah, in WGT last year, LGD picked up Gondar. And I was thinking, wow, this is going to be a very exciting game because Gondar, I mean, when do we ever see Gondar in a really high-level, high-profile match, right? Picked up Gondar and farmed the entire game of it. Doesn't matter he had Windwalk, doesn't matter he had his, auto maim, doesn't matter that his track gives you bonus skull on kills. ZSMJ just farmed the entire 50-minute of it. And so, I mean, even though Klings is a very ganking carry, there's no guarantee that, ZSMJ is going to be doing any ganking with it. So, I mean, we'll see how it plays out. But But in terms of the Klings against this team's matchup, it's not that bad. Right now, I do favor the Sentinels hero a little bit because they're so tank, right? Like so much HP on all of these heroes. So even though the enemy team does have Klings, I'm not too sure whether they could pierce through the HP pool of all these heroes. As we see initiation only on this Venomancer. Venomancer is going to go down. Who's going to get the last hit? How gets the last hit? I'm not too sure who this is. Maybe another different tag. Did you see on the Twin Head Dragon Neo? I mean, they are using new tags. I'm not really following, but they are all household names. If you see their older tags, if you see Doombearer gonna run it, is he gonna cast a Doom? No, he's not. He's gonna harass the line just a little bit and make him turn back. He has been forced back to the lane, so he is a little bit behind in terms of EXP. Where Lion is coming in. There's a battle over here, and looks like Holy Knight has acquired the Invisrin, and he actually denied a Rin to a Bottle Clockwork, so that's extremely good. Looks like we're going to have a gank coming in from the Tidehunter. No, Tidehunter is going to just drop down ward, and that's going to be it. It looks like we're going to have a smoke gank coming to the mid lane. Let's see if they're going to pick off Doom. Smoke gank so very good in these stages of the game, because the wards are just down. You don't suspect kind of anything. It looks like we're going to see a Tornado. Yes, Tornado. There's that Venomous Gale, and there's that Impale. Going to be very actually Doom's YYF's Lion, but I suppose that's good. Kind of force a kill to be picked up by the Venomancer instead of the Lion, and you really want to is there going to be deny? No deny. Very I mean, I suppose that's really good. Well, that's either really bad reaction from the Chinese players, like, oh, I forgot to deny him, or that's very good awareness from I guess the entire team to realize that he was gonna survive. So take it for what you wish. But now that with 2 trips back to the fountain, Lion's gonna be ahead, but Lion needs to go back to the fountain for a trip as well because he's really low. No, he's gonna just salve up Unslaying Lane. I do like this choice. He does have a bottle as well. Maybe do a little bit of bottle crawling, maybe going for a rune. But I like this choice. You want to stay in lane, you want to keep that Doom down, and you want to farm your dagger as soon as possible. So sending yourself a salve, no big deal. As we see Venomancer coming around for another gank. I really like this choice of Venomancer not being too effective at bot lane. Looks like he might be a little bit surrounded. Yeah, Venomancer is definitely surrounded. He's actually going to go into the enemy camp. Yeah, he is so surrounded. Oh, okay. What's going on? What is he doing? There's no way he's going out. Like, he should be juking for all his worth right now. Maybe he's trying to bait the enemy in. Like, maybe he's trying to force them to TP. And these creeps are like, yo, 8:30, where you at? Oh, 8:30, where you at? And okay, Doom just picks up the easiest kill he's ever gotten. I'm not too sure what the hell he was doing. But we'll see another invisible gank coming in. He does have the full bottom now because of that Invisrin. Finger of Death is on cooldown because he has never used it. This ward is on LGD. So Doom is right now playing blind. Gonna go into Doom cam right here. Yeah, Doom does not suspect a thing. So there we go. Blind Impale, Hex, great chain stun from these Chinese players. There is that Storm, and there's the Finger of Death is going to come in. YYF picks up another kill. Well, not another kill. He picks up a kill, so that's going to help out his dagger fund. And he is sitting at how much gold? He's sitting at 1,400 gold. Very good farm in the early stage of the game. Let's check out how the Klings is doing as we see Sentinel trying to get a push down tower. This is what THE is good for. By the way, THE also outpush most other heroes out there. So, I mean, because of his Liquid Fire, Mixed Tower attacks so slowly because of his AoE against the creeps. I think the only other support that can really contend in terms of pushing against him is maybe Witch Doctor, who maxed Voodoo as soon as possible. Like, he pushed really hard with Voodoo up. But, that's kind of a different story. So, Twin Head Dragon, really underrated here, in my opinion. But let's look at how Klings is farming. Klings has 60 creep kills in less than 10 minutes. So that's 6 a minute. Very well done. And he's having a little bit of trouble with his creep. And it looks like he has Orchids. Not Orchids. Excuse me. I saw the Sobi mask. I saw multiple Sobi masks, so that was Orchid. But I'm 100% sure that he's gonna go Orchids. Like, Orchid's such a good build on Klings. Primarily due to the fact that he could gank. Orchid is a must, basically a must in this kind of stage of the game. As we see Sentry Wards absolutely everywhere. Okay, they're gonna counter one, they're gonna counter another, but Yeah, he has Medallion Courage. I really love this item choice. This is definitely not a non-standard item choice, and you can see that he's definitely going Orchids, but a massive amount of Sobi Master he's picking up. The reason why I think Orchid or Medallion Courage is such a good item in this game is that right now the Sentinel is very, very HP heavy. I mean, HP heavy is great and all, but if you don't have the armor to back it up, and Doom doesn't, like look at his armor, right? Pitiful. And if you look at all these heroes, they're not really buff armor heroes. Like, they're pretty low in armor, so that Medallion Courage is gonna help out the early game DPS by a lot. So I really like ZSMJ's item choice, and it makes me think that he's gonna be roaming and doing a little bit of ganking with that Medallion Courage, or else why would we be getting it, right? So in that regard, I really like his choice. Let's see how he's going to be playing it. As we see, initiation on the clock, where DGC's going to be coming in. Nope, nothing much work going on. And Junbeer is going to go on the top lane now against CSMJ's Clockwork. Not CSMJ's Clockwork, Blown Fletcher. Which, I mean, it's Bone in terms of laning, like laning and harassing. He will outlane the Doom, but the Bone always have to be really careful. Like, is he going to cast a Doom on me? Because if you cast a Doom on that Bone is basically dead. Especially when you have teammate support. It looks like he's going to go right on the Doom, but he just windwalked. Yeah, he windwalked. And it looks like he's going to go for a block. Yes, CSMJ blocking while invis against the Doombringer. Doombringer does have phase boots, but he's going to die. Let's see who gets the last hit here. That's going to be important. ZSMJ gets the last hit, and that's great for ZSMJ. Survives the Doom, and now they're going to get a tower push down as well. Or they're going to try. Does anyone have a Ring of Basilius? Need to turn that on. Yes, Ring of Basilius is turned on. A lot of creeps on the Sentinel, and here where this is where THC is great. Macro Pie just burns all those creeps down. He is going to pay for it with his life, but I think with that he may have defended the tower. I'm not sure. And we can see that Medallion Courage paying off as well. We can see Morphling's coming. He is going to get the Chen kill for sure. He is going to get Chen kill. It looks like he's going to just turn back. Medallion Courage being popped on the Morphling, doing quite a bit of damage. Clockwork coming in. Yes, they did save the tower. So even though the Twin-Head Dragon paid for it with his life, he did save the tower, got the Morphling a kill, and looks like this Venomancer is going to go down as well. Doom picks up another kill on the Venomancer. Doom is being absolutely everywhere, killing those Hydralisks, frying them with his big hand. So that's pretty good. And I'm gonna just do a quick farm comparison. ZSMG has 74 CS, and he has a couple of big neutrals as well. I'm pretty sure he's probably been using this death pack very liberally. Let's see, four neutral kills. Pretty sure 2 of them are big creeps, so he's farming pretty well. Meanwhile, this Morphling only has 60. You can say ZSMJ is out farming, but you do expect ZSMJ to outfarm Morphling so far because he was in a 1v1 situation against a melee hero, whereas the Morphling was in a tri-lane, or at least he was against 2 heroes, and the farm is a little bit harder to come by against a Windrunner and a Venomancer who could probably, in theory, deny. So. And, I mean, we'll see how fast he gets his Orchid. The standard timing of an Orchid, if you're farming really, really well, it's more like an 18-minute Orchid. If you're just doing an okay farming game, it's going to be a 20-minute Orchid. But he did get the Medallion Courage, so that is going to still down his farm a little bit. But let's see, I mean, this is ZSMJ we're talking about, so we see some sort of gank going on against his Klings. Klings is going to be fine. He has that death pack going on. He has strength treads, and, yeah. Looks like the mid tower has been defended for the Sentinel as well, and both these guys are just going back and forth and farming. And I believe that with this build, he's going to go into a Lincoln Sphere to protect himself against the line. And then he's going to, I think he should, after the Lincoln Sphere, just go shotgun build. Ethereal Blade. Ethereal Blade is going to be so important against, I mean, it serves many purposes in this game. Not only you're facing him against very, very frail hero, Lion frail, Venomancer frail, the Windrunner very frail, and Klings, I mean, he's just bones, right? He doesn't even have meat on him. He's just so frail. So not only can you one-shot these heroes, or try to one-shot, or bring them very, very low, as we see a smoke gang coming in. Morphling knows what's up, sees hero missing out of the map, it's going to play it safe behind the tower. This is where, like, this is exactly why I originally think smoke wasn't going to be that effective, because players of these caliber is going to just realize that hero's going to be missing off the map, so as he did there. But going back to that Ethereal Blade as the second item, not only can he one-shot heroes, but also I believe it's going to be very, very good against Bone Klings. I mean, Bone Klings, he is a DPS machine on the physical end, but if you see him popping up, if he sees you cancel your Lincolns and then pops an Orchids on you, what do? You just Ethereal Blade him back. You can't attack him, he can't attack you, and by the time that Ethereal Blade thing is over, you could wait for him out. Of course, Orchids is a lot easier to be farmed compared to Ethereal Blade. But, you know, we'll see. I mean, in more of a late game, mid-game scenario, that I'm pretty sure that's going to happen once in the game. Let's see. Who is going to get this? Oh, tower is denied. ZSMJ. Come on. But he is farming really well. Almost. Oh, they're going to make a gank. Do they have dust, though? No dust. Are they going to pop it? Oh, nope. They're not going to pop it. No. So, no dust from the Sentinel. I'm a little bit surprised that's... 0 dust have been bought so far for the Sentinel. You would think that, seeing that they are playing against CSMJ, he is farming really well on the Klings. They should at least do a dust gank on him. As we see Doom coming in, he is going to try to get a Doom on. Yeah, he does get a Doom, but that clock missing his hook, so that's going to be not effective. The line's going to be okay. So far, Doom not getting any kills with his Doom so far. The only kills he has gotten was off of that poor Hydralisk. And so, you know, but again, they did defend another tower, so I'm not too sure whether this tower... Yeah, this tower was denied, and then the mid tower is denied as well. So even though there's only 2 tower down, it's as if only the Sentinel only has lost 1. Meanwhile, the Scourge has lost 2, and I'm pretty sure both these were not denied. Just making sure... tower stats. Where is that tower stats? Tower stats... no deny on Scourge. Said no deny on Scourge. So it's right now Sentinel up ahead in 1,000 gold. It looks like this Doombringer is going to go very, very tanky. Probably going to go for that Vanguard. Not a bad choice. Vanguard Pipe is kind of the standard build. There we go. That Vanguard is completed. Meanwhile, Leviathan going for that Planeswalker Cloak. I mean, Planeswalker Cloak is going to be good. There's quite a bit of magical damage on the Sentinel end. But I think in this case, you should just get raw HP. I mean, I don't usually say this, but in this game, I think he should, because there's a Medallion Courage. Medallion Courage is going to just cut through... I mean, Medallion Courage doesn't interact with your magical resistance at all, right? So, I think if you're gonna try to survive against both magical damage and just physical damage, raw HP is the better choice. But I mean, for $550, I mean, what are you gonna get? A bracer? A bracer wouldn't be bad though. But we'll see. I mean. So even though I'm just second guessing myself left and right, I'm trying my best to give you guys the alternative. If you're ever in a situation like this, I mean, do you want to get a cloak or you want to get a bracer? I think I might go for the bracer in this case. You know, we'll see. As we see, these guys are in right next to each other. He doesn't have the strafe. He doesn't. Yeah, I mean, he does have the strafe, but he doesn't have Death Pack or Orchids, so it won't be very safe to make a killing attempt. I mean, he could try. Is he trying? No, he's not going to try. Okay, realizing that there's, you know, reinforcements coming in very, very nearby. You see, Morphling is going to go for that Lincoln Sphere first. And let's see whether he's going to go for Manta or Ethereal Blade. I would favor the Ethereal Blade quite a bit. I'm not too sure what the Doombringer is going to go next. 2 Orchids, or 2 Oblivion Staff finish. And ZSMJ sitting at 300 gold, so he's pretty close to that third piece. He does have an item. I can't check what it is, but he does have a piece of the third Orchid on the on the circle, so he's mega close. It looks like he's gonna go for a Roche attempt, and I believe Klink's gonna pick up the egg as well. Medallion Courage paying off really big bucks here, and that is gonna basically even the tower gold. But no, Sentinel is gonna take a tower for themselves, so trading a Roshan for the tower. I mean, definitely not the trade that Sentinel was looking for. But if you can't do a Roshan Jack, might as well do do whatever you could do. So the Aegis is picked up on the Bone Kling. So Bone can be a little bit more aggressive now, and he is going to turn the Treads to Agility, and yeah, he should be looking for some solo ganks. He's going to go to bot lane. Yes, he's going to find 2 heroes teleporting in. I don't think he could kill any one of these because he still hasn't had the Orchid finish. No, there's a Bird. You know, Bird just picking up the magic wand. I thought he was going to be delivering that Orchid now. So he's got it. I think he's got it. No, 2 pieces, just 2 pieces. So I'm just basically waiting with a lot of anticipation to see what ZSMJ is going to be doing with this Orchid. Is he going to be farming with it, or is he going to be ganking with it? If you're going to be farming with Klings, I think there's better carry heroes, such as Dusa, such as Drow Ranger. I mean, there's just so many better farming heroes out there to carry the late game. You pick the Bone Klings to gank, and let's see if ZSMJ is going to do that. Sentinel, I think they're playing a little bit defensive now. They do realize what's going on. Very, very tanky items being picked up on the support. Twin Head Dragon picks up the Django of Endurance. That is going to help on his HP pool, already up to almost 1200 HP. Meanwhile, Erm picked up on the Goblin Clockwork as well, so he's pretty tanky. These guys need to armor up next. That is their, they need to get chainmails, they need to get bucklers, they need to get, blade mail might be overdoing it, but they need to armor up because that Bone Klings is gonna come in. There we go. Orc gets the finish, and let's see who is gonna be targeted first. He needs to find a big creep, though. He needs to find a big creeps. He needs HP. He needs the extra plus damage from the death pack. Or actually, if you're Sentinel, if you're one of these supports, save for Ghost Staff. I mean, Ghost Staff is the ultimate counter to Klings. What can Klings do? Absolutely jack stuff, jack squad against you if you just pop the bone. Pop your Ghost Staff, and it looks like double damage. Double damage is picked up. LGD. I don't think they've seen it. Yeah, I don't think the Sentinel has seen it. And, I mean, he could definitely solo kill against any one of these. But the problem is, here's the problem where Klings runs into every game. Like, he can definitely solo, like, any one of these he could kill by himself. But the thing is that the enemy team knows that, and they're going to be suspecting it as well. So they're going to play it very safe. They'll just roam as a team. It looks like Sentinel is going to be big push. Venomaster drops his ult before he dies. He is going to die. I know he's going to wind up like crazy. Ty drops his ult as well. They're going to try to finish the line. Line is going to get doomed, so he might be going to be chased off. Oh, yeah, he is going to go down to doom. Meanwhile, Morphling picks up a kill on the Venomancer as well. Meanwhile, Klings is going to be backstabbing. Klings gets 1 kill, I believe. As Klings gets 1 kill, unable to get the second kill, but no, it's going to shift the target. Very, very low HP on all Sentinel heroes. Klings unable to kill anyone. Oh! Wow. That was very, very close for the clock. Very good, smart TP. So that was a 2-for-2 trade. Klings only got a single kill in that exchange, but that is some early game power of Klings. 20 minutes in, got this Orchid, but look at his DPS. Medallion Courage doing quite a bit of damage as well. So, I mean, Bone Klings, I think he got into that team fight a little bit late. Or maybe, well, I think getting into team fights late as a Klings is a little bit good. Because you don't want to take that Ravage, you don't want to take that big-ass AoE, you definitely don't want to take a Doom. So, but unfortunately, that in that entire exchange, the Morphling got a kill and the Doombringer got a kill. So I believe the Sentinel came out a little bit ahead because their carries both picked up a kill. And let's see how these guys are going to transition with their item choices. Nothing too out of ordinary. Doombringer, yeah, nothing too out of ordinary. So far, very standard item. 1800 on the Doombringer. Let's see if he's going to go into that Hood. I don't think Hood is a good choice here. I think Ghost Staff would be a better choice. And, we'll check his item later. Venomancer is going to go for a Hood. Because he doesn't really need to worry about Klings on the other team, but he needs to worry about this Morphling sooner or later. But we'll see though. We'll see. Windrunner is gonna go for Force Staff. Who has a mecha? Chen has a mecha, so that's pretty good. It looks like Chen is gonna go for that Vlad's as well, gonna increase their AoE damage. And Demon Witch does have the Blink Dagger, and Klings has his Dorget. So right now, like in a picture perfect world, here is where LG just wins the game. Like, 22 minutes in, you got your Blink Dagger and Lion, you got your Orchid Giant Klings, you got Mecha Finish, you got Force Staff, you got your items. You just go gank and you win. Like, this lineup doesn't go late. Chen doesn't go late, Lion doesn't go late, and Klings definitely does not go late. Like, he could sort of carry if you get, like, really fun with him, but he doesn't carry that well. So, here's where the Scourge needs to gank like crazy and just win. But, I mean, I don't see this working. Like, ganking strat doesn't really work that well in the Chinese metagame because teams are just too smart for that. They have too good of a map awareness. Let's look at the Sentinel view of things, right? Ward's absolute. Oh, this is Sentinel. Yes, this is Sentinel. Okay, Ward's everywhere. Ward's here. Ward's there. Ward's even so far up. So, in terms of map vision, even though they don't see the enemy hero, they can kind of predict. And keep in mind, they do have the rockets. So the rocket scouts who equipped, so that's pretty cute. And they do see a couple heroes at the top lane, so they are going to be defending. So I don't think they're going to get ganked off. And let's see if they're going to be pushed off. And you got to keep in mind, Sentinel very good defending as well, because they do have the Twin-Head Dragon. They do have the Clockwork. That's a lot of AoE damage. And when the Doom runs at you, what do you do? Yes, Doom has picked up the Ghost Scepter. Yes, he has. Yes, he has. What are you going to do, Klings? Absolutely nothing. Doom's gonna just walk in with fire and turn on his Ghost Scepter, and I mean, he is gonna eat a finger, an amplified finger, But if he could get his Doom off before he dies on either the Klings. Oh, initiation! Oh, and this is where Orget comes in. Yes, Orget silencing, and there's that Impale, and that is a very good start of the team fight. They did pick off, and there's that Tide Ravage, and let's see, they're gonna Doom the Klings. Klings is gonna go down, so trading 1 for 1. No, he has Aegis, so the team fight hasn't been ended yet. Doombringer now is in trouble. Bone Klings in the center of everything. Is he doing the DPS? Where is that? Yeah, you go. Bone Klings doing the damage. And he is winning that team fight handily. Has picked up the double kill. Medallion Courage Orget. What a strong combo right now. Silence minus armor and plus strafe plus fire arrow. That is just insane. And I believe that very good kind of a 1-2 cute punch kind of a combo. 1-2 punch combo with that Chen and the Bone Fletcher. Because you know that both of them is going to be coming in the same time. Oh, one more hit. No. Unable to get that single hit off. But yeah, the Chen is always going to be pushing with the creep. But if your death pack runs out when the Bone Klings, you can eat Chen's creep, no big deal. I'll instantly get a lot of HP, get a lot of plus damage. So in that entire exchange, they lost Aegis, but what they got out of it is stopping Morphling's farm, made Morphling lose a lot of gold, and also got a tower as well. And also they killed, I think they basically team wiped aside from that clock. So they killed quite a bit of people, and now Morphling's farm is very, very slow down. Morphling is 167 creep kills. Holy mother effing god. Wow, that's just sick amount of creep kills. But all he has is a Lincoln Sphere to show for it. He has 2,700 gold, so this makes me think he's gonna save it for that Eagle Horn. I think in this case you might just want to go for that Gold Staff for the extra kind of insurance, because he is quite susceptible to a gank. Like Klings needs to pop out, use the medallion, cancel that Lincolns, and then just pop an Orchid and just go to town. All he needs is another hero to do any kind of slow, any kind of stun, and that's just pretty much it. So, I mean, this Morphling, despite having his Lincolns, he is still very vulnerable right now. It looks like he has 3,100 gold. Okay, it's just he's gonna go for that Eagle Horn. I do like his item choice. He's gonna go for the Ethereal Blade, and I have already explained why I think that's good. But I think he should pick up the Gold Staff first, a little bit of assurance. Or maybe I guess the other reason why he's not doing that, instead of going for that, he's gonna go for the Eagle Horns first. Well, if you pick up the Gold Staff and you use it, you're gonna just get fingered. So that is also a possibility, and also a danger that he has to face. This right now, Morphling is a little bit, he needs to be careful. And here's where the warding comes. Like, they know where the Scourge side is at all times, and actually DGC has picked up a gem as well. DGC actually tracking ahead a little bit too far. They do have the initiating power, they do have the Tide to work again. Oh, Clock hooks in against the Chen. Oh, great Force Staff though, and here's that Venomancer. Oh, hitting 4 or 5 heroes, and that's gonna be regardless. They're gonna Doom him. I don't think that's a good choice of the Doom, and they're gonna try to save the Venomancer, and Venomancer is gonna go down. Tide goes down before, so at the very least Venomancer, no, is that the second Doom? Maybe, I guess I misread, mislooked. So that was the Doom on the Klings. And Klings with the Doom on him has to run. And these guys shackle in front of the tower. And the chasing power of the Sentinel is going to push him back. No, Lion blinks back in. But he is going to just die. I'm not too sure whether that was the best choice. But he did trade a kill on the Morphling, so I guess that's not too bad. Now Bone Klings, without a Doom on him, he is going to be the strongest unit on the map, is going to get a kill on the Twin Head Dragon, and he's going to be chasing this Doom down. Doom does have the fire, he does have the face boots. Yeah, I think he should be okay. And with that Ghost Staff, yeah, he should be definitely okay. So Doombringer in that instance, I thought he had doomed the Venomancer, which would have been a horrible choice, but instead, no, he doomed the Bone Klings, which was the correct target. Forced the Bone Fletcher out of the team fight for a long, long time. In that team fight, in that duration, the Sentinel basically chased in and then killed as much as they could, but they kind of just overstayed their welcome with the Bone Klings coming back after Doom is finished, and then got yet another very, very crucial kill on the Morphling. But Morphling critically has already bought his Eagle Horn and still 860 gold in bank. I don't know how he's doing it. Of course, it has something to do with 185 creep kill, and also a 6-2 in score. Like, he has been picking up quite a bit of kills here and there. So I mean, that's how he got his Eagle Horn, and he's gonna be close to his Ethereal Blade. And once he finishes the Ethereal Blade, it's gonna be dangerous if you're on the Sentinel hero. I don't know what the Sentinel is gonna do. They got a hood up, they got an HP up, they got a bracer up, they got a cloak up. They need to get whatever they can. In that team fight, they did pick up a gem, so that's pretty good. That gem's going to be a really, really important tool in terms of keeping the Bone Kling safe, scouting out sentries and whatnot. And this Klings, I so far still haven't seen him do a solo kill. Not because he's not looking for solo kills, but more so because the Sentinel's positioning is just too good. They're always staying with each other, and you never could really just, you know, blindly windwalks, and you don't know if DGC is going to be carrying a gem, or in this case, you don't know whether he's going to be carrying a dust or two. So because these guys are stacking HP, because they're stacking in ghost staffs and whatnot, you can't really hope for a solo kill in this high level of gameplay. So that's why I don't think Klings as a hero is that effective, unless you just out farm them so much, or unless they're just really bad in terms of positioning. I don't think you could get many kills, and you can see that ZSMJ, I mean, despite being a very good player, and he's actually actively looking for the ganks. I mean, he has been roaming quite a bit in the enemy jungle, eating big creeps and whatnot, but he just can't find an opening. So we'll see. Of course, that windwalk is still going to be helpful. In the last couple of teamfights, we have seen him evade a lot of spells, or just evade a lot of focus fire because he's windwalked. Even though he's doomed, he could just walk back out and then windwalk back in for a surprise factor. So windwalk as a spell is still very good as on a carry hero. And you can say he's seeing so much HP with Death Pact, and he has an ultimate warrior. I'm not too sure what he's going to go into here. I don't think Mantis Style is going to be his choice. I think it might just be a Hex. Oh, Scotty. Wow. I mean, Scotty would have been my last guess. I would have got Hex, would have been my first guess, and then it would have been Manta, and then it's gonna be Scotty. But wow, okay. It wouldn't be Lincoln Sphere, of course. But okay, I mean, of course the orb effect won't stack, but I don't think he's getting it for the orb effect. I think he's gonna get for HP. And look at his HP pool, right? Pretty impressive HP pool. With his Death Pack on, 2200 HP. 2300 HP for Klings in 31 minutes. That's impressive. That is going to help out in terms of when he's casting a Medallion Courage. That means he's not killable, even if you drop a Doom and maybe a Ethereal Blade. Like, unless he eats like a lot of spells, all in succession, he is going to be fine. So I think it's more or less to protect himself against that EB combo. Yes, EB already finished on the Morphling. Also, just protect himself against all these nukes. But I mean, well, I was going to say BKB might have been a better choice, but then you can't really activate BKB if you're doomed. And also, you know, even if you activate BKB, he can still doom you. So that's you know, BKB not that good of a choice. As you see, all these guys coming in for a smoke and Klings. Oh, Klings is going to get caught. Klings is going to get caught. No, he, gets back. Okay. Good move, DSMJ. Good moves. I'm cheering for you. I mean, even though I don't think the Sentinel, I don't think the Scourge would win this game. I think actually they're pretty much in a disadvantageous position right now. I believe the Sentinel team is more late than the Scourge, but I'm rooting for a Klings. I haven't seen a Klings do well right now, and have never seen a Klings go. I have Scotty, so you know. Oh my god, a big team fight going on. Venommaster did drop his ult, and they do get a silence on the Doombringer, preventing a Doom as long as possible. There's a EB, pops a hero. Windrunner extremely low, and there's that Doom on that Bone Klings. Bone Klings trying to run away, but there's that gem on him. Bone Klings goes down, and here's where I mean, Sentinel is just a little bit too stacked. That what you call it? Ghost Staff plus the plate armor, or the plate mail, did help him survive whatever barrage of spells, whatever barrage of nukes, physical damage that was thrown against him. Bone Klings cannot do anything. Once the silence word off, the Doom was immediately casted on the Bone Klings, and that was pretty much a team fight without your biggest DPS. I mean, Chen was just not enough. Windrunner just is basically an afterthought right now. And with that Ethereal Blade, he was just popping one strength Morphling Ethereal Blade, and they're going to be doing a lot of damage. And once this Aegis ends up on the Morphling, the game is pretty much over. And so that's quite unfortunate. I was, again, still rooting for that Klings. No, they're going to try to come in for the Jack. Do they have sentries? Do they have dust? They don't have anything. Bone Klings? Oh, no, that wasn't Bone Klings. I thought that was Bone Klings. But, okay. Ethereal Blade kills the Windrunner, but they get killed a tie in response. The Venommaster is coming in, and no buyback. Windrunner buys back. I'm not too sure whether this buyback is necessary. I think a Sentinel was going to back up anyway, seeing that all these heroes are reviving. So I think that buyback might have just wasted some precious gold. But no, they're going to take it back with the Aegis on their own. And this Aegis is going to be huge. They need an Aegis on that Bone Klings, and they need to force team fight. The only team fight they have won so far is a team fight where they have, or at least won convincingly. You know, team fight's been kind of breaking out left and right. teamfight they had won convincingly was on the top push where ZSMJ had the Aegis. And now with the Aegis, now with the Scotty, I'm looking forward to the Scourge team to do something big. Like, they need to do a mid push, they need to do an aggressive smoke gank, they need to do something, because as this game goes on, Holy Knight, the Chen is going to be less and less effective, the line's going to be less and less effective, and Windrunner, I mean, how often do we see Windrunner carries, right? I've never seen Windrunner carry in a Chinese game, and I don't expect her to. Like, I mean, especially when you have a Klings in your game, you want your Klings to do the bulk of the carrying. We'll just see, right? Let's see, checking in the item progression on the Sentinel pipe finish on the Clockwork Goblin, and that is going to help out so much. Again, the Finger of Death on the Sentinel. Looks like the Scourge is going to get a tower for free. Sentinel don't really care about it that much about this point, especially they don't want to pick a really, they want to pick the, if they want to pick a fight against this Aegis Klings, they want to make sure they could kill it multiple. It looks like, okay, alright, now it makes all sense. Sorry, mechanically has forgot something. Range Scotty is not an orb effect. I mean, it's an orb effect, but it counts as a buff laser. So you get the flaming arrow and you also get the frost effect. So you get the plus damage and you also, yeah, that's why you could lifesteal and also frost on you know, Potum, on things like that. So that's pretty good. So they got 2 tower for free. Meanwhile, Sentinel trying to do as much damage as possible. No, they're gonna just turn back. So basically, Sentinel just gave up 2 towers, and it's not that because they can't fight a team fight. I still believe the Sentinel is a stronger team, but it's just because this Klings has the Aegis. It's like, well, we don't really want to fight this unless we catch them out of position. Unless they do a really bad initiation, we won't fight it. We'll just wait for your mistake. And really, Scourge, I mean, right now they should have the advantage position, but they're working on the clock because Morphling's gonna get only stronger. Doom is gonna get only stronger, and you gotta keep in mind Doom is, you know, farming well, not amplified. His gold is getting higher and higher, more than usual, because he has Devour, and he has picked up a Shiva's Guard. He is going mega tank status, and I don't think it's feasible for that Klings to focus the Doom anymore. Because even with Death Pack, even with all these damage, I don't think he can kill it. I think it's better to focus that Morphling. Yes, Morphling has the Aegis. Yes, Morphling has Morph and Waveform and all that, but you just gotta kill him. He's the primary DPS, and looks like Morphling. No, just said that was the last opportunity for them to focus Morphling. Nope, they're gonna just BKB, and there's really no way they could change that Morphling in between a BKB and a Lincoln Sphere and a Waveform, and yeah, that's just too much survival. And I believe Sentinel just won the game. I mean, aside from being desperately outplayed, I don't think the Scourge can do anything else. So it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad to see how these Chinese games are pretty much decided like 10 to 20 or even 30 minutes before the game's actually over, because the other team, they're always hoping for that 1% chance of victory. And I mean, you know, credit to them, you should hope for those 1% chance of victory, because you never know what will happen. But you know, games are pretty much decided, and I don't really like that. I don't really like that. But you know, I mean, we see it in StarCraft all the time. We see it in Warcraft all the time, where the game, you know, one team is so ahead economically, but the other team just refuses to GG without one last big team fight. And all games are like this as well. So there we go. Hooks in against the Windrunner. Windrunner is dead. No, he forced to have something out. They're going to kill the... Oh, they're not going to kill anything. The Windrunner is going to die. Gets denied, but no, he didn't even get denied by GSMJ. GSMJ is going to do focus fire on that Tidehunter. Tidehunter now works on the Doombringer. I don't think that's the correct choice. Needs to get the hell out. They do have a gem. Do they have a gem? They have a gem somewhere. They have True Sight somewhere. So ZSMJ dies. He does have the Aegis. I'm not too sure whether he gets the Death Pack bonus. Probably not when he respawns. And he is just going to get changed. He's going to Windwalk out. Where the hell is that gem? How the hell did I True Sight? Yeah, I don't see any gem heroes on here. So maybe he was just caught without Waveform or Windwalk. So we'll see. Now the Klings is trying to find a way, find an angle. Oh, they pops the Lincolns. There we go. Pops. Oh my God, EB. And he needs to Windwalk out. So there, I mean, in that entire exchange, the Klings did like one attack, and then Morphling shot you back with his shotgun, and that was it. So this Rex is gonna go down, and nothing the Sentinel, nothing the Scourge could do. Sentinel just got a little bit too tanky, and here's where the strategy of Sentinel picking THD makes a lot more sense. They just want as much tanky heroes as possible. Of course, the support are still supports, and they will go down. Twin Head Dragon and TIE Hunter went down very quickly at the start of battle. But I mean, if you could tank an extra attack from a Klings, that's an extra attack that your Morphling or Doom is not tanking. So that's, I mean, by all means, that's good enough for me. That's good enough reason for me to pick Twin Head Dragon, and then also because I love Twin Head Dragon. So even with the Aegis there, even with the Aegis on the Klings, you can see that Sentinel is just a little bit too strong. All the item choices superb on Sentinel, getting all the correct item choices. BKB just basically sealed the deal. The only feasible way was to basically ignore the Doom, ignore everything else, and try to kill this Morphling. But with the TIE Hunter protecting him, with the BKB and his just naturally tanky abilities, this Morphling is just gonna carry the game. And these guys was just a gravy, icing on the cake, gravy on the table, gravy on turkey. That's not even a saying, but I just made up. I really love Clockwork's initiation. In this game, great initiations from Clockwork. And very rarely in teams we see very proper follow-up. Or very rarely we see in Chinese game we have very proper follow-up. Most of the time in Chinese game, because their other team is just so farm, that the Clockwork just initiates in and dies. But here in this case, the Clockwork initiates in, and there's two choices for the Scourge. The Scourge could fight, but when you're fighting, you know the TIE Hunter is going to be walking in with the big-ass Ravage. You know the Doom is going to be walking in for a Doom on your Klings. And it looks like they're going to have a big engagement. They're going to try to focus. They need to focus. Yes, TIE side before dropping the ult, and that's pretty huge. Lion gets Doom, but that's not pretty important because he's already done. Like, he has used all his spell. Where's that Bone Klings? Bone Klings kills one hero with this BKB. Is he BKB? No, he's not BKB. What item he has? Yeah, he does have BKB. He does BKB and kills one, but they only traded like 1 for 1 so far, or 2 for 2. So the team fight is still even. There we go. Bone Klings doing work on this Twin Head Dragon. You can see Twin Head Dragon so tank. So another trade. Both carry getting a kill here and there, but I think you see once the team fight is over, once the dust settles, Morphling is still the stronger carrier. Doombringer is still alive. Meanwhile, only the Venomancer is still alive on the other end. And a Doom and a Klings versus, I mean, a Klings Venomancer versus Doom Morphling. I don't need to tell you who is stronger in that case. So very good buy from Bone Klings. BKB's up, cast all his spells, unable to be instantly one-shot by the Ethereal Blade, so mostly getting very protection-heavy items, and his HP is up to 2600 HP, but you could already see that, like, his DPS is already falling behind to the Morphling, and that's why Morphling is just such an annoying. I just hate that hero, because it just seems so easy for him to win games. Like, you could be down in farm, but you have Waveform, you have Replicate, you have Morph to help you survive. You can just flash from all over the map. And in a late game team fight, you could go for a heavy DPS build, such as Manta, Butterfly, and all that stuff. Or you could go for a more magical base build with your, with your shotgun and Ethereal Blade. So he has so much versatility. He has so much surviving power. I think he's just such an annoyance as a hero. I believe, in my honest opinion, I believe ZSMJ has outplayed Morphling. But just because his hero is a lot weaker, it doesn't matter. So, sad day to be a Klings. But that's why Klings is not in pro games, and that's why Morphling is like first pick or second pick. We'll see. TIE Hunter has his Blink Dagger, so he should be able to initiate very freely now to follow up that Clockwork, and then that will also set up the Macro Fire on the Twin Head and Ice Path and whatnot. Look, very smart item buy on these support heroes. There's no way that Bone Klings is going to get anything done. Smoke Gang coming in. These guys should notice, or maybe they won't get noticed. Klings need to be careful. Really need to be careful. Doom very aggressively running. He is so tanked in terms of the armor. 28 armor, only 2 natural armor. Oh, Bone Klings. Bone Klings don't get doomed. And let's see what Bone Klings is going to do. He gets hit by the Ravage, and that's a 2-3 seconds. He's gonna run it at Bone Klings, just running this team fight. He's gonna try to focus on the Clockwork. I believe that's the worst choice. BKB is Blade Mail's popped and very low. HP rapidly dropping on the Bone Klings. Bone Klings needs to run, and I believe that is the end of the team fight. Twin Head Dragon still alive despite tanking everything. Finally goes down, and that's the EB combo on the Venomancer. Venomancer goes down as well. Morphling on a dominating streak. No. Doombringer picks up a killing spree, but there's just no way that the Bone Klings could defend. Is Bones even alive? Bones is alive, but even with the BKB popped on, he is already getting out DPS by Morphling, getting out DPS by the Doom, and Windrunner is just doing absolutely nothing in this game. So Gotta hate Morphling. Gotta hate that hero. But I guess that's my punishment for watching Chinese games. Punishment, if you will. But now he's gonna go for Scotty. Just gonna get tank it up, get even more stats for that Ethereal Blade. I mean, when 6.7 came out, and when we saw the change to Ethereal Blade and the Adaptive Strike, a lot of people have been saying, like, well, because the change on the Adaptive Strike and the Ethereal Blade, Morphling is just weak as a hero. And just want to point it out if you haven't noticed from this game. Newsflash: just because something got nerfed doesn't mean it's weak. So in this game, you can see that Morphling is just doing absolutely brilliantly in terms of carrying this game. He's just farming up. I mean, I don't even want to check his farm because I'm just depressed. I'm just casting this game and I'm depressed looking at his farm. I wonder if you're playing on Scourge, I don't know how you would feel, especially over the Chen, right? Chen and Line, and like you're just one shot. I mean, these kind of HE pool is just not gonna be enough. Gonna use a Trin to scout. That's pretty cute. That's pretty cute. Well, the plus side, if you get Mega Raxed, you could eat these creeps and you get a lot of HP and damage. If you want to consider that as a plus side, they're basically walking centaurs. Like, you will always find a centaur somewhere. That's a plus side of getting Raxed. But that's not that plus. Oh, actually, speaking of getting Raxed, in my last team fight, in my last game that I cast, we saw DK got Raxed like 20 minutes in the game, but they turned it on. And I believe I said that, well, you know, when you get Raxed, you actually lose a lot of gold. And someone, the name escapes me right now, so I apologize, but someone posted a very smart comment on Dota commentary. He said, well, technically when you get Raxed, and they got Raxed on top in the last game, when you get Raxed, don't you just, since the creep wave is always on your end, I mean, even though you're farming like 18 creep gold, 16 creep gold, 20 creep gold, you have to think about it. Enemies farming no gold because the creep wave is always pushed on your end. So, I mean, in that retrospect, yes, you are farming more gold because you're getting farmed and they're not. And I do agree with that. So, but then, I mean, it's that way of looking at it logically is sound, but it's also a little bit of a fallacy. Because if you think about it, of course, if, let's say, Sentinel push down your top racks and don't do anything for 20 minutes, then basically, effectively, they have denying themselves a lane of gold. And, of course, they deny you half lane of gold, but they're getting nothing and you're getting some, right? So, but then, like, last game that I cast, it's more of like, it's the exception to the rule. Because Sentinel didn't push, not because they didn't want to push, but because they can't. Because it was really hard to push against whatever DK had. I think DK had a Tide and Storm. That's really hard to push up against. So it's not because Sentinel didn't want to push, but it's because they can't. And if you want to think about it, in most cases, 99% of the case, if you take down their melee racks with equal farm, you should be able to take down their melee racks even if they're getting very, very little extra farm from all those big creeps. So in terms of taking down, I'm not too sure whether that person was trying to justify that losing a lane is good or bad or good. I'm pretty sure he understands that losing a lane is good, and I'm sure all of you guys understand that losing a lane, getting racks in one lane is really, really bad. But in last game, it just worked out because they had a Morphling again. Morphling is so damn annoying because they could just vent in one lane, they could farm in another lane, and be annoying. Yeah, but that's more or less an exception to the case because Morphling could defend against Mega Creeps, no problem. And because he has Replicate, you can't really 4v5 teamfight against him. So, I'll talk about this as the game progresses. Oh, BKB popped, but you could still doom the Tide. You could still doom him, but no, they're going to just focus. Morphling just doing his dirty work already. I don't even know what this teamfight's happening. Teamfight's over. I don't even want to cast it. They're going to focus on the Kling's. You can see Kling's HP just dropping so fast. Godlike being picked up on the Morphling. GG is going to be called shortly, I'm sure. Okay. Alright, don't call GG. Buys back with the Flown Fletcher and watch your racks goes down. That's cool. And they have Gem. Oh, they're going to try to fight. Valiant Effort is going to pick up the Doom. That's pretty cool. Or not. No, he's so tank. So tank. Alright, there's a GG. So, alright. gonna go back to what I'm talking about earlier. So I kind of been ranting a little bit on and on. So a quick summary of what I was saying. So based from last game where Scourge got Rax top lane, and then I was saying, well, Scourge gonna lose a lot of farm because melee Rax is down, so the creeps gives very less gold. And someone said, well, I mean, yeah, you kind of lose some farm, but you're still getting more farm out of the other team because the creeps are always going to be on your end. They're getting 0 gold, you're getting some gold. That I completely logically agree. But in most cases, when you lose 1 Rax, you're pretty much F. Because when you lose 1 Rax, it means that the other team is stronger than you, and it means they could just push you down. Unless you're super crazy and you have Yafet on your team and you could zip in and do perfect initiations and you have Ty to back you up, 99% of the time when you lose 1 Rax, generally the game's pretty much over. Like lately we've been seeing some comebacks off 1 Rax down, but that's mostly due to mistakes, I believe. I think DK lost a game like that against. They took down the mid racks but lost. I think Navi lost a couple games after took down mid racks because they had weaker late game heroes, and the other team just turtled like no other. MYM famous for losing raxes and coming back, but those are more or less fringe cases. Those are more or less rare cases. Of course, those games are more likely to be casted because they're rated higher on Ghost Gamers. They're more likely to be RR'd, and they're more likely to attract more views. So chances are I do cast more of those games. But if you just look at competitive games as a whole and the big general Dota universe, when you lose a Rax, you're pretty much F. The game's pretty much over. So losing a Rex, I'm pretty sure we all understand losing Rex is really bad. But I guess another way to look at it is not as bad if you're going to go for a very turtling strat with the worst hero in the game, Morphling. So because you're getting some farm and they're getting none. So if you want to look at like that in that way, it's feasible, but I'll leave the conclusion of whatever you want to think about that to you. And I hope you guys enjoy this commentary. It's very interesting. I thought the game, even though it's probably not the most interesting you watch, it's very interesting to see the dominance to kind of slowly but surely shift over from the Scourge. 20 minutes in, I think I made a statement, or 22 minutes in to be exact, I believe I made a statement. LGD needs to push right now. They got the Blink Dagger on the line. They got the Orchids finish. They even got a Medallion on the Klings. Great item choices. I love it. LGD. They got Mecha on the Chen. He was making Vlad. And then 4 staff on Windrunner. Stacked. Ready to go. Could push. Unfortunately, they can't because you're playing against another Chinese team. It's just so hard to push against the Chinese. It's so hard to find themselves being out of position. And Sentinel just played it smart. Whenever the Klings didn't have an Aegis, they picked the fights. Whenever Klings had the Aegis, they don't pick the fight. They just go back and farm. They realize their later game, they just pick up more farm with the most annoying hero in the game, Morphling. And they kind of just won the game that way. It's harsh, it's cruel, but it's what wins games. So, I know a couple of you guys are feeling as down as I am about that and feeling really annoying about Chinese games and Morphlings, but hey, this is how things are. Hopefully we will find some Chinese strats being able to work around that, and hopefully people could win without resorting to this kind of play. But it's at least for now, that's how things are. And love it or hate it, you got to learn how to do that before you hate it, I suppose. And that is the moral lesson for today, I suppose. Hope you guys enjoy that commentary, and I don't have much more to say. Of course, more commentaries and content. Check us out on DotaCommentary.com. Oh yeah, one last thing. We do have a 5v5 tournament, and it's going to be happening on the 30th of April and 31st. No, there's no 31st of April. 1st of March. The sign up starts a little bit earlier, I think on the 29th or maybe 28th. So if you're interested in a 5v5 Dota tournament hosted by DotaCommentary.com, check out our front page. There will be information on that, and you got to be on the ball to sign up. Because last time when we opened up the sign up, 16 teams signed up in less than 3 minutes. This time we're taking 32 teams, but if you want to follow that logic, that means 6 minutes. In 6 minutes, all the slots are gone. So if you want to play, grab your friends. I welcome you to do so, but you gotta be on the ball to sign up and be quick about it. So I'm looking forward to casting a lot of game. I think I will be playing in the tournament as well. I'm not sure. I will be casting games from the tournament. I will be playing the tournament most likely, and then that should be a blast. So if you guys are interested, just come to the front page. I think I have a video up on my channel also to kind of promote it and whatnot. So that's it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. I think I learned quite a bit from this game, regardless of how it went. Like item choices, very smart ghost staff buy, very smart medallion buy. I love it. It's great item choices, great play, very smart play from both sides. And I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. This is Luminous signing off. GG guys.